Today, we are talking to the narrator.
Yes.
We are talking to the stunning, the gorgeous, the voice of America.
And morning meditations.
Oh, yes, of course. The one and only Monique Heart is here with us today.
Yes. Hello, family. How are we doing?
Oh, we are good. So glad to see you today.
Glad to be here. As you were doing your intro, I'm just thinking not only of the first time I was invited on your show, but just the fact of, once again, the dream happening again. Like, you watch Hey Qween on YouTube, right? And you watch it, da 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 da, and then you're a Rue girl, and then you're on the show, and then just to be invited back again. It's just so, like, amazing to be a part of queer history and queer culture. So I just thank y'all both.
Oh, well, sweetie, you know what? Your appearance on Hey Qween, a clip from that went viral in the last few weeks.
Yes, it did.
Talking about racism in the fandom and how you deal with racism in general. And the quotes that you gave have never been more relevant than today. How did you feel about that?
I would say it was an in-time word. It was a word for right now. We have so many things going on, and I woke up and my phone was just blowing up, and it's the same, like somebody took a screenshot and just kept sharing that video. And the reality is that this George Floyd's death was just like the popping of a pimple. Like, all of these things had been here, and it was damn time for that which was, like I said in the first time, that which all of the things that you had subconsciously hidden, all of the anti-Blackness and hidden racism, because racism is a system, not an event. Everything that's back here now had a face, and it manifested. We've seen that face manifested in Trump, and with how the police responded to James Floyd and everything after. So I think I was just happy that I could help give language to not only Black people who go, yes, this is what I feel, but to the many non-Black, the many white, and everyone else that are going, I didn't know because I chose not to. What do I do? And I'm happy that it was a tool. People message me and they go, I had no clue. Girl, I had producers who work in the industry with us who go, yeah, I thought, like, yeah. Really? So just seeing once again that it is a system and we're fighting a system, not each other. And so it was a blessing.
Now, you always have a message for America. You had it all the way through Drag Race. You had it through All Stars. You are our narrator. I know it's difficult to put so much that's going on into words, but is there a statement for America that you have today?
Yes, America. The revolution will be televised. That's what I will say. We are right here at the precipice of a revolution. Like, honey, we are not changing. We're not going back. We're not going to let you go back, honey. We're going to stay on your neck until we change. If we think about, because we love to say Black history, but it's not Black history, it's our American history, that this did not happen to us in a vacuum. It did not happen to us apart from the rest of the people that were here in America. So this is American history. So in this history, every country that we look at as of right now had a revolution. There are other countries right now in the midst of a revolution. Lebanon right now is in the middle of a revolution. Yemen right now is in the middle of a revolution. People are standing up and saying, like, y'all messed up when y'all gave us Google and the internet. Y'all messed up when y'all decided to put all of our history online, and we had nothing but space, time, and opportunity to research and go, you know what? Like, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful to see the world stand in solidarity and go, we are standing with you. No, we're not in the States, but we are right here in Korea. We are right here in London. Like, the world came together, and that was like, yes, because I feel that we as Black people have given so much, not only our bodies, our blood, sweat, and tears, but everything of the essence of who we are to the world, and have been looked on as trash. And finally, in the smallest way, but in the biggest way, we can come together and bang and say that the revolution says, if you want business to stay usual, if you want to be comfortable in your world right now, trying to be progressive and just wanting peace, then I'm going to let you know we're going to bulldoze over you, sis, because you can't live in peace and continue to comply with the system that is killing people who look like me.
My sister has said it all. She said it just how it's supposed to be said. But I also think we need to throw in there, affect their checks, you know, slow that money coming down to them so they can realize what it is like to be poor, at least close to the line. I mean, I've been on every spectrum. I've been in the rich with my grandparents. They had money. And then I got poor when I got on my own. So I know what it's like.
You know, I do, and I think that affecting their pocketbooks is a part of that change. And the hard thing is, you know, I've seen all of these flyers going out, like on Juneteenth, like we want to start to affect da-da-da-da, like, you know, boycott this, boycott that. And the conversation, a lot of people are like, yes, but then a lot of the masses are like, but I need to go to Target. See, that right there, sis, that just need for comfort. That need for comfort, like you have to let that go. The very reason that these mega systems and these mega companies are thriving is because they are robbing and raping us and have been doing it for so long that these mom and pop companies, once again, when the coronavirus kicked in, they were supposed to get help with their businesses. Who came in and swept that up? Companies that had $1 million corporations, like you tragic ass bitches, once again. But who allows that? The system. How? Through legislation. How? Through fancy ass wordings. So people do not really know what you're doing. And we are like, you know, it's such a good time to pick up a book, you know, and if you can order it online, order it online. If you have to get in your car and go to another store, sis, do what you need to do. If you got to walk a little bit further, sis, the cardio will be great for your heart. The planet will say thank you. It's just very that.
The list of people the huge corporations that we all are fans of in our everyday life, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Target, Starbucks, that are giving money to Donald Trump is staggering. So we all got to open our eyes.
And I think this is the beauty, though. This is where I go, you know what? For all of those who had the idea, oh, I want to create a business. Oh, what better time? Since the world as we knew it said, we're done. Like God stopped the scenes before anything else. You know what I mean? Like business as we know it is done. So how about you go start your own coffee shop? If you know about coffee, sis, why don't you go start it? I mean, you get the beans, you crush them up, hot water, boil it, put it in the cup. Lovely. Put your logo on the name. Lovely. And then let's push on Patty. If you wanted to start your, like, whatever you wanted to do, I think now is the time to especially for minorities and people of color, when we think of the Black dollar, it stays in our hands for 6 hours at max. When we think of white and Asian communities, their dollar circulates in their communities. And I go, we don't have that. And yes, we all come together and band as one, but if you want us to be liberated, then the Black dollar has to go up, and we have to support those businesses and companies. And I feel like, how do we do that? If we need to call our good old Farmer Joe cousin who has milk, beans, rice, then we need to go there instead of going to Trader Joe's who ain't doing shit for the folks. Like that part.
Yeah, like you talked about in the Righteous Reverend Heart sermon on Instagram just the other day, that between the chicken and the eagle, you got to spread your wings. Monique, you were channeling the spirit that day.
Okay, so let me just say this. I do my Monday devotionals because I feel like I need them, right? And I feel like they're first for my own heart and then for somebody else's heart. And the chicken and the eagle, I remember growing up hearing that story my whole life. It was just an African folk tale, and I just grew up. I went to very, very predominantly Black elementary schools that wanted to be excellent and educated. And I heard that story. And recently in my own life, I've been confronted, and I'm so happy that we're actually talking, because after this is over, I want to talk to you about how you just got started. You said, you know what, I have an idea, concept, and I'm just going to do it, right? And you did it, and you look at the success that you have now and what you want to do. I'm looking at my life and I'm going, I feel like I can't fly. I feel like I know I'm born to do something else, but I feel like the team and the people that I have right now, sis, I don't have my best interests. I don't know if you do, because if you did, I feel like I would be thriving, and I don't feel like I'm thriving. I'm looking at others thrive around me, something's wrong, and I'm putting in the work. And the reality is, sis, you're waiting for someone to put you on. Do it yourself. Spread your own wings, take the leap, take the jump. So if you fall, okay, but you jumped, you found out, and maybe you needed more of a running jump instead of just jumping off the cliff, Maybe you need a flap a few times, girl. You just, this is not Space Jam or what, Superman. You are not just, boom, flying, sis. You need to spread those wings, sis, and even with spreading your wings, I feel like we cannot forget that it's a muscle. Like, when we think of eagles, the mother eagle, she grabs him and she throws her young off. And then it's for them to start flapping. And then if they get close to the ground, she swoops in, she catches them. You never fail, you never fall. And I think a lot of times we are so bound in this system of appearing to be great, and I think we don't recognize how this very system, once again, has even affected not only Black folks, but white folks. White folks are so damn bound in depression or whatever, always feeling like, hey, everything, they have their own shit. So we destroy the whole thing and just let us be our own selves. We have to build that muscle. We have to spread our own wings and be our most authentic self. And, it's not always pretty. It might be a little wobbly, but soon you learn how to flap and soon you learn how to soar. And I believe that because we've been in this place of instant gratification, I can get it. We don't want to go back to the place of learning how to fly, learning how to soar, learning how to be uncomfortable. But true change, you need to be uncomfortable. So.
Agreed. Stepping out, Monique, we sat here in this very living room and watched on our TV House of Heart live on Twitch. You looked incredible. The show was incredible. Lady Red and I were cheering you on. That's you stepping forward. Tell me about the experience of that and bringing everybody together. You were raising money for a lot of important organizations.
Yes, the Black Trans Women's Fund and the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. I, talking to BB actually was the sister I was talking about in my Monday devotional who called me. She was like, sis, and I know it was gone. She called me. She said exactly what she said. She said it sternly. And she was like, all right, sis, I got to go. And I was like, okay, this is the Lord. I need to hear that. Very much. She called me earlier and we were just talking about like, why are we waiting? Why are we waiting for something? Like we were talking about, and this is no shade to this other entertainer, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is doing Canada Drag Race, right? And it can appear that, she was given that, but Canada wanted their own. If we look at Canada Drag Race to UK Drag Race, Canada has a budget. You know what I mean? Like Canada is giving, girl, they're about to give you a show. And so Canada was like, we just wanted one of our own. We got Brooklyn, bitch, we got a Canadian girl, we got our host, let's go, let's run it. And I feel like a lot of times me and BB, we were talking, I was like, we downplay the fact that we have any small clout, like if we're a B-list, C-list, A-list, D-list, whatever, it is what it is. And we use that to market and to network. And she was like, sis, I think you should start this. And I was just like, I want to do this. She said, start somewhere, bitch. I said, virtual show. Boom. So I decided to do the virtual show. And I just really I said, I want to make sure it's a success. I believe if I put in hard work, I had a learning issue with the technical, the behind the scenes, girl, Twitch is, you got to have this and this and this.
Yeah, we know.
That part, okay. It was like you needed OBS. I was like, where do you upload the video? Well, what's this software? What? And bitch, I don't have a laptop, so I'm waiting on something. Girl, it was a learning curve. However, God was there and it was a success. People were very, very there. People were able to make money. And that's what the main thing I wanted to just be able to bless people, as well as I've never raised money for a reason. And I said, what better reason than NAACP and Black trans women, Black trans, no one wants to talk about them. No one wants to hear from them. You know what they want from Black trans women? Give me life, girl. Give me this. Yes, yes, yes. Or it's sexual. And that's it. Outside of that, I don't value and I don't see your life. And I believe that totally needs to change. And I believe that not only we, the community, but I believe it's also uplifting Black trans women to actually have a voice, and not just have a voice, but to give them the main front line. You know, it's tons of Black trans women talking, but who's listening? Do they have the same audience to get the point across, you know?
We all have to start somewhere. And I'm so grateful that people are finally listening. Now, if we could just get them to concentrate on our minds instead of our behinds.
Yes, girl. That
you know?
Yes, girl. That is so it. That is the quote. Yes, from Lady Red, honey, a Black trans woman, honey. She said, if y'all can concentrate on our minds and not on our behinds. Okay, I mean, that is it. It is truth, because the reality is when we can see the humanity and the heart and the soul and the mind of a person, whether they are the greatest to the least, they're still that same person, that fiber that connects us as one. I truly believe, like, that's when shit changes. Like, this is the other thing. For the foolish conservative people who want to take back our rights, that, you know, you go, do you know what we provide? Like, if they would just stop looking at us as an other, and just, even if they just looked at us as monetary, like, gay people spend money, queer people spend money, the community spend, you know, if y'all actually celebrated queer marriages, we will be so good for the economy, girl, because you know it's going to be a gala, girl. We would turn it out. You know what I mean?
The queens go dressed up and spend our whole check on a fucking outfit. Not the motherfuckers who are so conservative and worried about if they're going to have water for their fucking plants in the morning.